why every empath should have a positive, or actually must have a positive morning routine. Well, let's think about it. As an empath, you feel everybody's energies, everybody's emotions, all of the stress in whatever environment you're working at. And some workplaces are highly toxic, highly stressed, and if you don't have that positive start to your day, if you don't check in with yourself before you go start the day, if you don't know who you are emotionally before you start the day, it's easy to get lost in that. I know that I got lost in it so many years to where I'd go out and I'd feel everybody's emotions because I didn't have a routine to start my day. I didn't have a process of lining up my energy, tuning into myself, and feeling where I am emotionally before I start the day. So when I read this book called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, in this book, Dr. Joseph Murphy, he talked about the first 20 minutes of your day and the last 20 minutes of your day is when you're closest to source. It's when your unconscious mind is most likely to be impacted. It's that sensitive time of the day. It's when we're closest to God, whatever you want to call it. And if we take advantage of the first 20 minutes, and not only that, the first hour, the first 2 hours of your day, we can set ourselves up to make huge changes quickly. And almost it feels effortlessly at times because you start to create this momentum that carries you throughout the day and throughout your life. So now that that's said, now that you understand why as an empath you must have a positive morning routine, let me give you a few suggestions on what to do for your morning routine. So it falls underneath 3 pillars, I like to say. These 3 pillars I discovered through experimenting, through studying other successful people. And when I say successful, I mean like truly fulfilled people who are on purpose, not just money. I started to realize, and after experimenting with my own routines to start the day, I started to take habits from all of these successful people and I started to implement them into my day, and I figured out 3 pillars. And the 3 pillars that I would suggest for you to use at the beginning of your day have to do with connection, body awareness, and mindset development. So first, let's go over connection. The connection part is connecting with yourself, connecting with God or the universe, and then connecting with others. So let me give you a few suggestions on how to do that, on how I do that. So connecting with yourself and the universe or God, I like to use meditation. And with meditation, it could be where you're simply just closing your eyes and breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, and you just do that for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, per day, whatever feels right to you. It could be 20 minutes, it could be an hour, but the point is to just do it. So you can meditate, or you could simply, meditate on things that you're grateful for 5, 10, 20 minutes, and you just think about all the things that you're grateful for. And as you start to do this, as you get quiet, you will notice over time, it might be weird at first, but you will notice that you will start to feel more present in your body. You will start to feel more connected to things on the outside of you, and you will start to get in tune with God or the universe. So connecting to other people, I would suggest to do part of your morning routine with other people. Specifically, number 2, what I'm going to talk about here, body awareness. And this is a thing that people hate to do. I mean, a lot of people, they hate to do this in the morning. They hate to exercise. The last thing you want to do is exercise before work before work. But I'm telling you right now, we must wake up our bodies. And when we start to exercise, when we start to move, and exercise can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. It could be jogging, walking by the water. I would suggest to do it somewhere out in nature so you could get in tune with nature and have, farther that connection like we talked about in number 1. Really, exercise is anything that you want to do because you want to wake up your body. You want to start to generate those higher frequencies within your body. And through connecting with number 1 and through using your body, you will begin to shift your energy and you'll start to generate these higher frequencies. And as we know, the higher frequencies always outweigh the lower frequencies. That's why when you go in a dark room and you turn on a light, that higher frequency of light overpowers the darkness. So we just have to focus on exercising because of that. It's not just to look good, it's to feel good, it's to build up that energetic armor that's going to carry you throughout the day and not allow the negative energy or as much to be soaked into your body. So now let's go to number 3. So we covered number 1's connection, number 2's body awareness. the last one, number 3, because you could get the connection down, you could get the body awareness down. If we don't think intelligently, if we don't implement some kind of mindset development into our everyday routine, and what I mean by mindset development, I mean studying people, reading books, if it's a Bible, that's fine. There's a lot of golden nuggets in every single book, but studying the people that are actually lived on this planet, who end up finding ways to think differently. And they found that once they start to shift the way they thought, their whole life started to shift. Because that's what you will find out as you start to dig in and you study biographies in the morning. You know, whether you're listening to an audiobook, videos on YouTube, as you start to study those biographies of the successful people that you're attracted to, after you start to study people that actually know what they're talking about, that have the results. How do you know if someone knows what they're talking about? They will have the results in their life. So watch the results. Start reading those different books and start learning how to use your thoughts intelligently, because our thoughts as empaths, we like to overanalyze everything because we are psychic. We feel everybody's energy. So we'll take that energy and we're like, wait, why do they feel that way about us? And it's easy to get caught up in these, overanalyzing games and all of these different ways that we use our thoughts unintelligently. All these different ways we use our thoughts to create anxiety and fear and all that. The one thing we were here to do with our thoughts is to focus and create. Focus on what we want. They have study after study that proves that our focus generates different energies in our body, and then our energies goes out to the universe and starts to attract similar energies. If you haven't seen Dr. Emoto's water study, go look at that. It'll show you how our thoughts and our focus impacts water at the cellular level. So I want to close this out by saying, take what I talked about in this video and apply whatever applies to you. Whatever resonates with you, begin immediately to apply that into your life. If you're just taking one part of this morning routine, which I would highly suggest to take 3 parts. I did the 3 parts for a reason. They all work together to help raise your frequencies, to help build up that energetic barrier. But even if you just start with one part, you start with exercising every morning during that morning routine or the routine to start your day. That's better than nothing. Just start, create the momentum, and allow the compound effect to run its course.